Hello, welcome to my sewing tutorial for making face masks during the COVID-19 crisis that we're going through. So I'm using duck cotton for the outside. That is the dark blue. The yellow is quilting cotton, just a lighter fabric. I'm cutting out 4 pieces, 2 in the duck and 2 in the quilt cotton, from the pattern provided at the beginning of the video. We're going to begin by sewing the long side together for each of the 2 pieces. Okay, so now that both of your pieces have been sewn, you're going to insert one inside the other. Sometimes ironing the inside piece, the quilting cotton that is yellow, helps slide it in a little easier. You're going to match up the ends and insert a quilting pin just to hold it into place as you attach the 2 pieces together. Please also note that you're going to have the right sides facing each other, so you should have the wrong side on the outside that you see right now. I'm going to begin sewing just about a 1/2 inch above the seam. I'm going to sew over the seam and then down to just before the edge. Now, as I turn around this mask, I'm going to insert my needle and then lift my foot so that I can turn the fabric around. Now at this point, I'm going to need to insert the elastic. So I'm going to remove the quilting pin and I'm going to insert the elastic by looping it so that the elastic part that goes around the ear is on the inside of what you are sewing, and only the tail ends are just slightly showing outside of the right side top. I'm going to sew over and then reverse stitch just to make sure it's really in there and tight. I'm going to go down towards the end, again put my needle in, lift my foot, presser foot. I'm going to dig around and find the other end of the elastic and put it into place so that it is looped around, making sure that the elastic is not twisted and that it's flat. Lower the presser foot, stitch over it, reverse stitch a bit. Again, lower the needle, lift the presser foot and spin. Now what I'm doing is I'm tucking in the elastic so that I don't sew over it. And now I'm going to just sew all the way around what would be the bridge of the nose of the mask. Okay, so now you're going to repeat what you did on the other side by inserting the elastic and tucking it in on the inside of your mask so that just a little bit of the tail end shows on the outside. You're going to lower the presser foot, stitch over, reverse stitch just to make sure it's securely in there. Go down towards the bottom, again, insert your needle, lift your presser foot, find the end of the elastic, making sure it's not twisted, and putting it into place. And then once again, sewing over it, reverse stitch to secure it. And as you can see, I inserted my needle, lifted my presser foot, spun, and then began sewing again. Also, just making sure that that piece of elastic is really tucked in there so we don't sew over it. Notice that I did not sew it all the way shut. I left an opening. This is so that we can reverse the mask, put it inside out. So you're going to use that hole to invert the mask so it's right side out. And then you're going to tuck that open seam in so that it is secure and there are no frayed edges, and then iron it shut. This will make it easier to sew. So as you can see, now it's nicely ironed, but it's still open. So we're going to go about a 1/2 inch from the center seam and just stitch it shut, going towards the elastic. And then a slight reverse stitch to secure it. And then just to make it look even and look nice, I'm going to do the same stitching on the other side in the same length. And you're done. Now you just need to trim all of the ends of string to make it look nice, and voila, you are all done.